Get ready with me while I tell you the time that this guy put out a blicky on me because his stepdaughter didn't want to get active. By the way, if this story is about you, don't take it to heart. It's been 4 years. This is just for entertainment purposes. So move on. Like I said, guys, this story took place like 4 years ago when COVID was around. So yeah. So basically, around COVID, I used to live. Well, I was not really living, but like I was spending most of like my summer COVID era with my cousins at their house, and practically, in the meantime, we had that little COVID era. People were being messy on the internet and stuff, and me being me around that time, I was going into 8th grade. I was super messy. I was always trying to get into fights. I'm no longer like that, you know. I'm a grown woman. So basically, these girls had made this account. It was like a school tea page or whatever. And on that account, they had posted a picture of my cousin. And mind you, my cousin, she's like really sweet. Like she's very like shy. Like she doesn't even get into no problems whatsoever. Like she just in her own little world all the time. And they had posted her and they were like spreading rumors about her. And me being me, defending my cousin, you know, family, I went off on the account and I texted the account and told the girls to get active and to show their real colors. Me and whoever the girls were that were running the account were just going back and forth at it until eventually they gave in and they showed their true colors and we found out who they were. And apparently it was some girl that like my cousin didn't even talk to like that, so it was like odd. Like she was just being messy because it was COVID. And boom shakalaka, me and the girls are arguing back and forth and we're like, all right then, pull up to the crib. And this was around the time where everybody used to share their lows on Snap, and so they obviously had my low and they were like, all right babe, we're gonna pull up. And they pulled up. Once they pulled up, they sent a picture of our outside of our house and we're like, all right bet. So we come outside looking for the car. I'm ready to throw hands because my cousin, she's a really sweet girl, she doesn't get into no problems, and I was just trying to defend her. And I'm looking for them and I'm calling them like, where y'all at, because y'all sent a picture of the house but y'all not here. And out of nowhere I peep like a little van, like, you know, like just right there in the corner. Mind y'all, that van was never there. We know the cars that were in the neighborhood and that was not one of our neighborhood cars. Car like drives in front of our house and this guy gets out the car. Literally, this grown man gets out the car. Mind y'all, we ain't never seen this guy a day in our life, and it was just like a complete plot twist for us because we didn't even know who he was. He was a grown man. Like, we were so freaking confused. And mind y'all, he was the one driving the car, so he gets out the driver's seat and he just starts arguing with me while he's clutching. Like, he's clutching and I can tell that he's clutching. And he's just like yelling at me, telling me to leave his daughter alone, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, your daughter's the one who made the whole fake page talking shit about my cousin. Like, what are you talking about? And boom shakalaka, he ends up pulling out his, you know, he pulls it out. He was like, you don't want me to do this to you right now? Like, he's just going back and forth with me. I was like, I don't give up. I don't care. Y'all, we were home alone. There was no grown adults. Don't ask me where they was at. They was at work. Anyways, so yeah, he just practically pointed at me and I'm just like, bro, I really don't care. Like, do it right now. And I'm like, and while we're arguing, I'm like, tell him to get out the car, tell him to get out the car, tell him to get out the car. Them girls did not want to come out the car. It was 2 girls, y'all, 2 girls. And boom shakalaka, he doesn't end up, obviously, and he just gets in the car and he just drives off fastly, and that was the end of it. They got in a fight with some other girls. Okay, let me explain it better. So practically the girl that I was supposed to get active with got her karma because somebody else's dad that she was beefing with, like the girl, grabbed her during a fight and let their daughter beat her up. I don't know. And you may ask, where was her stepdad at during that time? I don't know. But yeah, more of the story is karma's up. And if you don't want nothing happening to you, then don't do it to anybody else. Because that bitch will come back around.
Right now, I'll tell you guys how I'm going to be grounded for a whole year. Yes, a whole year, like starting today. So yesterday, I was going to be hanging out with like friends and going to a party. And I didn't tell my mom, which is like where I messed up. So I left my house at like 6, but before I left my house, my mom was like super on edge. Like she kept on coming in my room, literally no joke, every 10 minutes while I was doing my makeup to go out. And she kept on being like, why are you doing your makeup? Why are you getting ready? Which is weird because like I low-key do my makeup all the time and don't go anywhere. So after she kept on like being weird, I was debating even going. I was like, I don't know if I want to go anymore. I text my friends and they were saying, just come, it's gonna be fine. Like, she's just paranoid right now. Okay, so my friends got here and then I snuck out using my window. And I make it into my friend's car and then I start low-key like panicking. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be in so much trouble if my mom catches me. It's not. Then my friends and I go out. We're out for like 1, max 2 hours. When I then start hearing, like feeling the vibration of my phone going off, like someone's calling me. Y'all, no joke, my stomach literally fell to my butt. I already knew who it was. I grab my phone, I look at it, and just as I expected, it was my mom calling. I obviously couldn't answer it because I was at a party, there was music, my mom would just start going crazy. My friends, we had to go, so we left super quick. We got in their car, and while we got in their car, that's when I ended up calling my mom. As soon as I answered the phone, my mom just automatically started yelling like, I got it. She's like, what are you doing out this late? Where are you? I just came in your room, you're not in here. Like, she was going crazy. I'm on the phone like literally trying to calm my mom down. My friends are looking at me horrified because, you know, like if you have your phone loud enough on your like on the ear, like they could hear my mom yelling at me. So my mom was like, you got 5 minutes to get home. If you're not here in 5 minutes, you're like in deep trouble. Mind you, I was 30 minutes away from my house, and obviously I'm not gonna make my friends speed to my house. Like, I don't want to get in a car accident. So literally as soon as I got to the house, like as soon as I pulled up, I see my mom running outside. She opens the car door and snatches me and literally drags me back into the house. Like, I'm not joking, she literally drags me into the house. Like, my butt was getting scraped on the floor. Like, I'm not lying. And then once I got inside, I got chewed out even more than the phone and getting dragged into the house. My mom said, give me your phone. So you guys probably wondering how I'm recording. My mom's at work, so I found the phone at the house. So she took away my phone and she said that I'm grounded for the next year. She's considering sending me to boarding school because I've been misbehaving so much. Anyways, this is not a makeup look, and yeah, that is how I'm gonna be grounded for a year. So pray for me.
If you're those 2 girls that tried to dine and dash with me last night, watch this because this is for you. My shift was going perfectly fine last night until these 2 girls walk in. I did not notice them until they sat in my section, and when I went over to them to greet them, they seemed okay. Like, they were cute. They had fake eyelashes, sparkly dresses, high heels, but that's besides the point. They were looking anxious the whole entire time. I asked them if they wanted to get started with waters. They said yes, and I'm not gonna lie, they looked about 18, 19. They did not look 21. Nope. One of them asked me if they could get a drink. So I said, okay, let me see your ID. And of course I spotted that it was fake. It was very fake. Even my manager said, nope, we're not serving them alcohol. So already off to a bad start. That's not my fault. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get the restaurant in trouble. Anyways, they order about like 5 appetizers. I bring that over. I ask them, okay, would you guys like to put in any entrees? They ordered the most expensive entree off of the menu. When food comes out, they're kind of looking around even more at this point, which is a little bit sus to me. I asked them if everything is tasting good. They said yes. They have an attitude at this point, I'm not gonna lie. The bill comes and somehow they racked it up to $150 for just the 2 of them. The check is dropped off, so I'm just waiting for them to put down cash or a card so I can take their form of payment. Tell me why one of them goes to the bathroom and the other one is looking around. I'm at the register at this point and I see one girl walk out the door, like casually. I'm like, wait, but they didn't pay. The other girl is still in the bathroom. The other girl runs and books it. She takes off. I'm yelling at my manager. I'm like, they're running. They're not gonna pay. And thank God my manager yelled at the security guard that was outside, and he was like doing that to the girls, and the security guard caught them and brought them back inside and made them pay at the front. It was so embarrassing for them. My advice to anyone is don't dine and dash. You will be caught and you will be embarrassed. Okay, bye guys. Got ready for me. I tell you guys how I tried to sneak out and my mom met me at the place I was trying to sneak out to. So basically this took place 2 summers ago, and yeah. So there was a party and I couldn't go out. My mom was kind of strict about that. I couldn't go out. So there was parties every single day this summer and I wasn't going to any of them. So I finally got tired of it and I was like, I want to go to a party. So I was like, fuck it, let's go. I told my friend and she was like, that's fine. She be sneaking out anyways too. So she was with the shits. She didn't give 2 fucks. So we get ready and everything, and basically my parents' room is right next to my room, so they can hear everything. So I had to make sure I was getting ready super quietly and not where my mom can hear, because she can hear a peep, she can hear a pin drop. So I was gonna sneak out of my room window, obviously, and from in my room window though, there's like some like my room windows have screens, but there was one that didn't have a screen, but the one that didn't have a screen had like stairs that go into the basement. So it was like basically if I jumped out that window, I'd probably break my ankle. So I was a little scared to do it, but I was like, you know what, I'll just tell my friend to meet me there so she can help me like get down safely. And that's what we did. So I waited till the AC played again because it made it like difficult for her to kind of hear stuff. And I waited till she told me she was actually like going to sleep. And then I waited like it was like 1 a.m. by the time I like actually snuck out because I'm like, she's not gonna be up by that time. And I snuck out my window and then we walked to my friend's car and just drove off to the party. I get to the party and I'm like panicking a little because this was my first time staying out, but I was like, you know what, like I'm fine, like I'm literally fine. So we get to the party, everything is fine, like the party is fine, guys. I was like, shit, like I'm good. So then we're like, let's go get some McDonald's after, like let's go, like why not and just expand the night. So this was like 3:30/4. So yeah, so we're on our way to the McDonald's and then I see my mom's car behind my friend's car. And I was like, wait, I think that's my mom. But my friend was like, no, girl, like, that's not your mom. Like, she would have called you. So I was like, okay, you're right. So then we get to the McDonald's, and my mom starts calling me. And I'm panicking, obviously, because I'm like, fuck, I'm caught. Like, I'm caught. Like, she's not, why would she be calling me at 4 a.m.? Like, why would she be calling me at 4 a.m.? And it was obviously because I was caught. So she calls me, and she keeps, like, spam calling me, and I'm not answering, and then eventually I answer because I'm like, you know what, like, it's cooked. Like, I might as well just answer now. And she's just like, turn around. Like, at this point, we're parked, mind you. And she's like, turn around. And I'm like, what? And she's like, turn around. I turn around, and she's literally standing behind my friend's car, like a creep in her robe. Guys, I was fucking so scared, shitting my pants. Yeah. I had to leave with my mom. And the car ride back was not pleasant.
Get ready with me while I tell you guys a story about my fake best friend and how I became best friends with her sister. We're gonna use code names. So my ex-best friend is Pink, okay? So Pink was best friends with some other girl. We're gonna name her Blue. So Pink was friends with Blue, but I like been knowing Blue for a while. So we just all became a trio. Well, that's what I thought. So Pink invited me to a birthday party, so I went. So I went to the party, and then we started talking, right? And then Pink brought one of her friends that I never met. And like, Pink's sister was saying that that girl wasn't a good influence and that she just... So Pink goes and grabs her friend while I'm in the bounce house with Pink's sister. She takes her inside and she tells us to say hi to her. So I'm like, okay, like, hi. But then she like gave me a stink face. So I was like, okay, if you're gonna give me a stink face, then you could go with her and I'll just be with your sister. They gave all of us a stink face and then they just left the bounce house. And I told Pink's sister, like, is she okay? Like, should we talk to her? And they're like, no, she always gets like this. I was like, oh. The night goes on and I end up leaving. So before I left, I gave Pink a hug and I told her bye. And she just gave me a side hug and didn't even tell me bye. Like, okay, acting like that in your own home at a party is crazy, but okay. Mind you, the whole night that I wasn't hanging out with her, I was telling her sister, should I talk to her? Should I invite her? They were all like, no, because she always gets like this. There's no point in trying. I'm like, okay. But then when I get home, Pink texts me. She texts me talking about something that I left her out and that I was being rude. But I'm like, don't leave out the part where you left me to go with your friends. I look a little white, trust the process. But so then we're like arguing back and forth. And I'm like, okay, whatever. You do you and I'll do me. We don't have to be friends. But then they invite me to another party, but this time it wasn't Pink, it was her sister. So I go to a party and it's me, her sister, and her two friends. So we're all sitting at a table and then she just comes. We're all like, okay, like, whatever. But the only reason why she sat with us because Blue wasn't gonna go. And then, what was it? I think someone brought up that Blue wasn't coming. And then she was like, oh yeah, and have you guys seen her stories and everything she's been posting? She said that she was posting weird stuff and we were confused. We were like, oh, what is she posting? And then she pulled up the screenshots and everything and she was showing us. She showed us a screenshot and we were all confused because it was something that she shouldn't be doing and she was in a relationship. So I'm like, oh, isn't she in a relationship? And she was like, yeah, that's the weird part. I was okay. And then I tried switching the subject, but she tried to keep talking about her. So I'm like, whatever. And then we all had a group chat besides her, because, we had a group chat, so we were just texting that she was just trying to create problems. And then whatever. She goes to her room while we're in the living room, and we just all like start having fun. I'm inviting her to come hang out with us, and she's just ignoring me and saying that she's okay. So then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let her be, like I already asked her if she wanted to hang out. She said no, so I'm like, okay. Then we end up having a sleepover, and I invited her. I'm like, you wanna come with us? She said no, I'll sleep in my room. Okay. Whatever. The next morning, like we hang out, whatever, and then I go to my house. She texts me talking about something that I was leaving her out and that I wasn't inviting her. So then I'm like, no one left you out. I was asking you if you wanted to hang out. You said no. I'm not gonna keep coming into your room every 5 minutes asking you if you want to hang out if the first time you said no. If you change your mind, I told her, if you change your mind, you could come. I told her that, so I don't have to keep going in that room. I just wanted to have fun. And then I end up texting her sister, like, I'm like, what is your sister talking about? And I send her screenshots. I end up texting her sister and telling her, like, what's going on with your sister? Telling me not to worry about her because she always gets like that with every single one of her friends. So then her sister starts talking to me and telling me that I don't need her, that she's just problematic. So then I'm like, you know what? She's just trying to create problems with me. If she's gonna wanna fight all the time, I'm not gonna be her friend. So then her sister was like, okay, like go ahead, like no one's stopping you. So I stopped being her friend and I stopped being friends with her sister, which is my best friend now. Our first ever hangout was at the movie theaters. It was so much fun. Wait, I left the big old part. So you know how I said that Pink was talking shit about Blue? Apparently when we left her out that day, she ended up texting Blue saying that we were talking bad about her. But she was the one talking bad about her. And I guess Blue believed her. And then she started saying stuff to me and my friend and her other friends. And how my friend was also friends with her. She was like, you're really gonna listen to that? So then they ended up becoming a duo and I became a duo with her sister, right? But at the end of the day, Pink became fake to everyone. She switched up her whole style. She just became weird because she wanted to be about like boys. And I know she might be watching this because I have her blocked and she'll be going on people's devices to look at my videos. So if you're watching this, yes, it's about you. Anyways, some people ask you for my lip combo, I got you. It's literally the same thing, but I get lip mask or like lip balm, whatever. Just put a little bit on your lips, but make sure they're not like glossy, so kind of like tweak it off, Then I grab my NYX lip liner in the shade Vintage, and then I just line my lips. It looks funny, right? And then just rub your lips together, and just like that. Just in case you guys were wondering, who's my best friend? This is all us preparing for a game. Before I go, I just want to say I'm so sorry for not being consistent. I've been so busy. But I'll definitely do another story time about how I got in a car crash. Anyways, bye.
I said I love you and I got left unopened. Basically, my boyfriend, who's not my boyfriend, it's my ex-boyfriend, but we act like we're still together and nothing has changed, is in Europe right now on his Europe trip. We agreed we're not really gonna talk that much. He's gonna be having fun. We're not gonna be texting that much. That's fine. I agreed to that. But when he would text me, it'd be been busy, love you, miss you, having so much fun, and sending me pictures of the trip. It's a Paris day one, everything's fine. He tells me there's this big horse show because I ride horses, and he sends me pictures. At the Eiffel Tower, sends me pictures, and then day 2 he stops talking to me. He said, oh, I love you, I miss you, and he left me unopened for 10 hours. And I saw that his phone was low battery and his phone dies a lot. He never charges his phone. I was like, oh, it's fine, his phone died or something. But I saw him active. He kept being active and I was still unopened, and I posted on my private story and he watched all of them. I was, just gonna leave it because I'm it's fine, if he wants to be like that, he can be like that. But it was driving me fucking insane. So I texted him, what the hell was that about? Why are you leaving me unopened? And he goes, my bad, haven't even been on my phone, not even with my parents. I'm super busy. And I think I said in my text, I hope you're having fun or something, very hope you're having fun. He goes, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. That just pissed me off, so I left him unopened. I've been going crazy about it, and he has every right to have fun. Like, he does not need to be texting me every day. Like, that's fine, we agreed on that. What's bothering me is the switch up on his attitude between the beginning of the trip and now, and like how he's responding to texts. Like, you can text me once a day, that's fine, but it's what you text me that once a day, you know what I mean? If you're gonna have attitude with me and leave me unopened when I say I love you, and that's the only time you're gonna talk to me, bitch, I'm pissed. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it. I like deleted the chat from my feed. I was like, we had our timer on for our streak, and he lost the streak. So then I texted him, because that fucking drove me insane. I'm going insane because of this. Just thinking, like, what is going on? What is he thinking, and why? Just, what's going on? Before I text him because he lost our streak, I go in our chat this morning and, like, randomly, to see if he's active and to see if he, like, said anything, because I deleted it so I couldn't see. And guess who pops in the chat the second I open it? He does, and I fucking swipe away. Anyways, and so I text him, and I go, like, you actually suck, this switch up is crazy. And now I'm gonna completely shut down and be a bitch, which I don't want to be, because I don't know, but I'm gonna. Like, to be dramatic, I want to unadd him so bad, but that's like too dramatic and too immature, I feel. So I think I'm just gonna leave it. Oh my god, he's typing! He's literally typing! He was typing, and I guess he stopped, or he's sending me a whole paragraph, which I fucking doubt, but it's been a while. Probably gonna get yelled at for posting this or talking about it, but I'm literally going insane, and I need to just let it out. And also, my friend isn't fucking answering. I don't know where she is. She's probably fucking asleep. It's just like driving me insane.
I've been cheated on in almost every single relationship that I've been in, and let me just tell you the damages it has done. And then people want to know why. Theory, why do you have so many issues? Theory, why are you so crazy? If we're gonna be anything, baby girl, let's be for real. Let's break this down. My very first relationship, I was so like in love with him. I've had a crush on him since all through middle school. So in high school, when I pulled him, I was like, yes, girl, do it. Little did I know the damages that he would do, because he played the living hell out of me. But like, he would tell everyone in the world that like we weren't together, okay? All my friends are like, Theory, he's playing you, this and the third. And I was like, no, he's not. Like, he told me that he literally likes me, he loves me, I believe him. Like, shut the up, you don't know shit. So that one really broke my heart, and I was actually stuck on him for like a very, very long time, because like I just wanted to be loved by somebody. I didn't have no daddy. Like, I really wanted to just be loved. So then my next relationship comes around. So I really like this boy, and turned out he effed all my friends. And fuck all those people from high school, because honestly, like, I complained and cried to most of them when I found out he was cheating on me, and it was y'all bitches that were doing it. And this girl was like, do you date this person? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, we're going on a date. And like rubbed it in my face. And I was like, the fact that like these girls have no self-respect, been there, trust me, I can tell y'all some stories, and y'all gonna be like, Theory, like, you are a bad person. Everyone always left me for a girl because I wouldn't give it up, but like, who do I look like giving it up to y'all? Like, I asked a guy, he said, let me do this, and I said, why? And I said, because you love me. Bitch, what? Like, I didn't say that. I like you, but I don't love you. If you think that you can sit there and try to manipulate and gaslight me to do something I don't want to do, baby girl, you need to get checked. Like, if we're gonna be anything, let's be for real. In high school, I was in like 6 relationships in the past year and a half. And when I say every single one of them cheated on me, instead of giving myself a break, I was just searching for love. And that is the freaking problem. So then I got into this one relationship, loving relationship. It was really good. I sadly deteriorated really slowly in this relationship when it came to my body and my confidence. And that is honestly because instead of me trying to be myself, I was always trying to be someone my partner was attracted to. So basically, homegirl did not want to be herself. Homegirl wanted to be the girl that her man was attracted to. This person has bought people's OnlyFans. This person had other pictures of other people on their phone. Like, it was just very, very toxic. And I don't want to sit here and blame other people for my issues, my ED, my BD, but if we're going to be freaking for real, let's be for real. It's hard for a woman like me that is looking and searching to be loved so freaking badly by someone. I crave your love and attention so bad that I try to be the person that you are mostly attracted to so that I can feel loved. Like, what? Isn't that sick? That is sick in the head. Like, girl, if you're gonna do anything, get some help. Like, stop searching for these men. These men do not love you. And this is no shade to my past relationship, because he did not cheat on me. If it wasn't for the relationship that I am in now and my breakup in my past relationship, I probably would have still hooted and hollered and trying to find love. And let me tell you, I actually sat there and dated myself, learned myself, and actually had a relationship with myself. And now I'm capable of dating people without having that issue. And I was not a perfect peach in high school. I was insane. But it's okay. We live and we learn, and growth is a thing. So just take time. Love you guys.
Get ready with me to sneak out. Sneaking out because my mom has just been way too strict. And guys, it's the beginning of summer. Like, what's going on? I can't be punished and stuck in the house. If you guys are wondering why I'm punished, just go watch the video before this one. My mom told me that I'm not allowed to go anywhere, and I just can't take no for an answer right now. And you guys may be wondering where I'm going. I'm going to the Springs. Nothing bad. I'm just going to the Springs with my friends. My friend's gonna come pick me up in a little bit. I already have my bathing suit on. But I'm kind of scared because I don't want my mom to catch me, because if she catches me, I'm really done for the whole summer. I think I'm just gonna like go out the window. I don't really know how I'm gonna do this yet. I didn't plan this through, but I know I'm gonna go out the window. I honestly don't feel like I should be punished for this long because it wasn't even that big of a deal. I'm gonna be there for a couple hours. I don't know if I'm gonna get caught or not because my mom is up. My mom catches me sneaking out. I really don't know what I'm gonna say because there's really nothing to say. I'm gonna be bringing my brother with me because you guys know I always do everything with my brother, so my brother's gonna have to come with me. Me and my brother are gonna have to be really quiet sneaking out because I don't want my mom to hear me play it off like I'm asleep or I'm sick and I'm taking a nap or something. Also, guys, my mom has my location, so I need to search up how to just pause it at my house so, like, I don't just turn it off. The only reason why I'm doing this is just because she said I couldn't go out and I can't do anything. I'm tired of just sitting in the house and doing nothing, so I'm gonna go have fun, and I think it's worth the trouble. There's gonna be a lot of people with us, so I think I should be just okay because I could just really tell my mom, hey, like, I'm just, like, with a whole bunch of friends, like, we're not even doing anything for real. I think I'll be okay. I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. Alright, guys, I'm about ready to go, so I'll let you guys know what happens when I get back home.
Hi guys, get ready with me plus story time on how I got beat up by a girl way older than me. Okay, so this happened in 2023, so it was like pretty long time ago. So this took place at my old friend's apartments. Okay, so how this happened was me and my friend, we were at her apartments and we were walking around just like, you know, like trying to make friends. And then these three random girls come up to us and me and my friend are just confused because like, why are they coming towards us? So they come up to us and ask us if we know this girl. And we were like, no, why? And they were like, oh, it's because we're supposed to fight and she told us to meet us here. So those three girls basically thought that me and my friend were the girls that they were going to fight. Okay, so we start talking to those girls and now we're like with them. We're like going with them wherever they go because we're trying to see the girls fight. And then they finally come across the girls that they were looking for. So me and my friend are recording because like they're about to fight, you know? And it was like I think 9 p.m. So it was like pretty late. So since they're about to fight, there's like a big ass crowd and it's like me and my friend, the three girls, and a bunch of other random people. And the girl that they were trying to fight, she was with her mom and the mom was arguing with the kids. Like the mom wasn't letting her daughter fight the girls, you know? So as me and my friend were waiting to see if they were gonna fight, we met this little girl. She was 9. So the three girls, they were all white. I think one of them was Hispanic. And the little girl, the 9-year-old that we were with, she was black. So me and my friend are just talking to that little girl and we're like all excited to see the fight go down. Tell me why they never fought, bro. So now everyone's going home and it was just me, my friend, and the little black girl. So we're all walking like to my friend's apartment and I don't know how I got into the topic, but we got into the topic of vapes. So, but basically me and my friend asked the 9-year-old if she had a vape, bro. Like, and we were both 12 at the time. But anyways, we got into that topic and she was like, yeah, I do, but it's at my house. So we were like, okay, we'll go with you to go get it. But before we went to the little girl's apartment, we went to my friend's apartment first. And we invited her inside, like... So now we go over to the little girl's apartment. So she tells us to wait outside and then she goes inside to go get the vape.
So her apartment was on like the second floor, so we were waiting outside on some breaks. So we were waiting out there for about like 5 minutes until she finally comes out. So she comes out and she has her hand like as if she's grabbing something, you know? And she's walking all suspicious. And before she could get to the stairs, like she like turns around for something, I don't know. So me and my friend thought that like she forgot it or something. So at that point we should have just ran. But we didn't. Moments later she comes out again, but this time she comes out with her mom and her dad. So at that point me and my friend know that we're fucked. So as her dad and her mom come down the stairs, the mom points to me and my friend, and she's like, these two, to her daughter. And the little girl was like, yeah. I was like, bitch, what the fuck? So the mom's like, did y'all ask my daughter to get y'all a vape? And my friend's like, no. And I said the truth, bro. Like, I was scared of them. So I was like, yeah, we did. And when I said, yeah, we did, like, I thought she was gonna hit me, bro. Like, she pulled her arm out, but she was just trying to give me a high five. Huh? She's like, thank you for being honest. I was like, yeah. And I forgot what, like, they were saying, but they were saying a whole bunch of shit. The mom tells the little girl to go back inside. And now it's just me, my friend, the mom, and the dad. And the dad starts telling us a whole bunch of shit, like, you shouldn't be doing this. You're gonna end up like them crack kids on the street. And then the mom goes back inside. So the dad is just telling me, my friend, like, why we did it. And y'all, me and my friend were scared as fuck. And we could have ran, but I don't know, that the dad would probably chase us. So me and my friend were just like letting him like tell us all this shit. And I was just like, bro, like, can this shit end already? Like, I'm trying to fucking leave. I'm scared. And then he was like, you guys are lucky the sisters aren't here. Huh? Who? What the fuck? Low-key, when he said that though, I was like, yeah, thank God the sisters are not here, because I don't even know who they is, but I'm scared. Like, he was like, you know what? I want to talk to both of your guys' dad. She was like, I don't have a dad. I think that's what she said. I don't even know. And then I was like, I don't even live here. He was like, where do you live? I was like, in the trailers, like, by the apartments. But I didn't even live there. I lived in a whole other fucking city. And then moments later, he looks behind us and he's like, oh, fuck. I was like, what, bitch? So I turned around. Can y'all guess what I saw when I turned around? So I turn around and I see, like, 3 people come out from every fucking corner. They were all, like, older than 15, bro. I was 12. So it's boys and girls coming from every corner. And they all walking fast as fuck, bro. Like, oh, that shit's not funny. And obviously, like, we're not gonna run. They're gonna catch us. And me and my friend are still sitting on the bricks. And as they, like, walk towards us, this girl, she points at me and my friend. And she's like, these two? And the dad was like, yeah. So now it's a whole crowd of teenagers and adults. Mind you, they were all way, way, way older than us. And, like, 3 times the size of me. So all the teenagers and adults that were there, they were all black. Everybody there. So me and my friend, we were still sitting on the bricks, and there was these 2 girls across from us. They were way bigger than us. The other bitch was fucking obese. But like, what I was thinking was that, like, the mom, because she had went back inside when the dad was talking to us, I feel like she went to go call all of them, because how would they just pop up randomly, you know? Like, they all came at the same time. So that's what I'm thinking. The mom definitely called them. So the 2 girls that were across from me and my friend, they were arguing with me, and my friend wasn't really saying nothing. I was the one that was arguing back, and she was like, you do realize that she's 9? I was like, I didn't know. Like, bitch, it's not fucking my fault. I didn't know she was 9. She was the one that chose to get the babe. Get her in trouble, bitch. Like, whoop her ass, not mine. And the whole time, my sister was spamming me, my dad was spamming me, because my dad was on his way to pick me up. He was like, where are you? Like, bitch, I'm about to get jumped. I can't tell it right now. I'm like, fuck. And after going back and forth of arguing, the 2 girls look at each other, and they go towards us, and then they grab us. So the girl that fought me, she was like 16 or 17, I don't know. She looked 16 though. And she was like a little taller than me. She was like a little short though too, you know? And the one that got my friend, she was way, way bigger, like really fat. I'm sorry, but she was really overweight. But I don't know, that bitch looks scary. So they look at each other, they come up to us, and the last thing I remember is that I just remember grabbing on her. She grabbed me by the hair because I was sitting down. She was standing up. She grabbed me by the hair, and my head was down, and I was holding on to her shirt. She had like a necklace, I think. I was like gripping on that shit because I'm not about to fucking fall. So I was gripping on it, and she's like, bitch, let go. She was like, bitch, let the fuck go of me, or something like that. And then I fall, and as I fall, I can see my friend on the floor, and she's like trying to defend herself, and she's like, stop, like I didn't do shit, you know. And I knew I could not fight back to that big girl, so I just defended myself. I was like, I had my hands like this, and I was like rolled up a little bit. I was just letting them at that point, like. And before they left, I think they like stepped on my face, cause I felt like at the end I felt like a hard ass pressure right here, but it's okay. I was defending myself, so I was kind of okay. So right after they finished hitting us, they all run. They leave, bro. Like, and my friend gets up and she's like, Anaya, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yes, I'm okay. Bro, I still remember that shit. So we get up, we're trying to find our shit, and I didn't find my phone. They had taken my phone. So my friend, oh my gosh, she was really bad.
Get ready with me story time on the worst flight from Japan. So if you're confused, like why were you in Japan? My parents are in the military, stationed there for 2 years. Once the 2 years were up, we were able to fly back to the United States of America. Basically, we were stationed in Nagasaki, Japan. There was no airport there. We had to drive like 2 hours to a different part of Japan to fly back to the United States. Trying to move, you know, we already had our pack out or whatever. And my dad and my brother are already in the States because they had to leave separately. So basically, it was me and my mom for the So me and my mom stayed in Japan for the last 6 months of the station, and my brother and my dad already went back to the United States. So we had to catch a bus to the place that has the airport. It was Fukuoka. So we're there like 40 minutes before the bus comes. The bus, we load our luggages on there. We had like 10 different luggages. I wish I could exaggerate that, but it was actually 10, like all 10. Like, yeah. Basically, we load our luggages on the bus, and then I just remember like falling asleep. This was when I was like 10 years old. I don't remember like every single detail. We were like on the bus. It was a pretty smooth ride for hours, and then we make it to Fukuoka, Japan. We get there, head off the bus, get all 10 of our luggages, and then we just make our way to the airport. So once we get into the actual airport, it was a Japanese airport, so basically like it was just all Japanese people, and we were like, oh, okay. English, hello. Anyway, so weigh like our luggage or whatever, and then the lady was like pointing at the luggage. We were like, huh? Basically, she was trying to say that it was too heavy. In the military, there's no max limit on like how much like your luggage is weigh. Like it is. So basically, me and mom look at each other like, hello. So then my mom has to take stuff out of the luggage to like get the weight down, I guess. We take out some blow up mattresses or whatever, or just repurchase, or really just don't even need. Boom, we take the stuff out. Mom's getting hot and sweaty because it's just too much. I'll put these pictures on the screen. Yeah, so after we took it out, we were like, hey, we good to go? Like, what's going on? Oh, it still weighs too much. What? There's not a body in there. Can we go? She was like, okay, well, if you don't take out anything else, you're gonna have to pay when you get to your destination. So all the stuff that we took out of the luggage, we left it right on the floor, and then we just went to our gate because I don't know, we were both just hot and pissed off. And my mom writes something in the translator. She was like, terrible service, do better. And she like held up the translator. The whole situation was actually really funny when you like look back at it, I guess. But like, I don't know what was going on. So we're sitting down at our gate, and I'm just making TikToks. We get on the plane and we board, and our next like destination is Seattle, Washington, something, I don't know. But we make it there. We like walk off the plane. The Japanese man, the iPad, right? My mom's name in Japanese and then her name in English. It was a picture of the stuff that we left on the ground, the blow-up mattresses. And the man was like, are you Kiana? We was like, oh, nice to see you. He's like, oh, is this your stuff? And we was like, yeah. And do you want us to trash it? And I'm just like, yeah. We laugh it off and we just kind of keep going and then get something to eat. Well, at this point, next destination was ATL, which do like a 12-hour flight. So once we're about to go on our 12-hour flight, it was just like, dang, like, we literally just want to get home to Florida, and now we have to go on a 12-hour flight. Okay, so boom, we board the plane, everything's smooth, and then I just take a nap for like 8 hours. I wake up and we still have 6 hours left of the flight. Like literally, I just want to go home. And it's just some nasty plain food, like some pretzels or whatever, or I don't know what it was, but it wasn't fit. Okay, y'all, I just had to wipe off like whatever I had on my lip. Make it to ATL peacefully, safely, thank the Lord. Plane, and our next flight is at like 6 o'clock, and right now it's 5:20. Hello, what's going on? The flight that we were on was kind of late. Like, we got there late. Trying to get through security. Airport is huge. What is going, like, ATL airport is like, how do you even navigate? Like, we had to go upstairs, go downstairs, go this way, go that way. It was like an indoor train that took us to the gates. It was like a really funny experience, but why is this airport so big? So we're in security. We got 20 more minutes. We're like, we're gonna make it. Then we gotta go to this train, right? And it was our flight was like gate G, and then it was like our flight was like gate C, and it was like on gate A, and it was just the train was taking forever. So then we make it to the gate in time, and the flight leaves at 6:20, and we made it by like 6:05, and the lady was like, oh, sorry, I already boarded. Hello, I want to go home. So then, y'all, I'm so sorry. This story time is so long. Really disappointed because we just already have been through a lot that day. It was just kind of sad because it's like, hopefully they have another flight for us to get. There was another one, but it didn't leave until like 2 hours later. So we were walking around the airport. All the stores kind of started closing, and we got this nasty dry thin behind pizza. It was just like, oh my gosh. Then we boarded the flight, only a 2-hour flight from ATL to Florida. Dad and my brother picked us up. We went home, but we didn't go home. We had to go to this thing called a Navy Lodge. We didn't have a house yet. Yeah, y'all, that was it for today's story time. The video was so long. Spread the gospel. Peace.
Get ready with me while I tell you guys how my dad found out my stepmom went to another man's house by me. Earlier in this day, my dad and my stepmom had gotten into some sort of argument. I don't know why, but they basically weren't on speaking terms. So since they weren't on speaking terms, my stepmom decided that she wasn't going to tell him where she was going. And we had ended up going to the grocery store to grab a few things. But when we were getting back in the car to go straight home, we weren't going to go anywhere else, she got a phone call from her friend asking to come over to this man's house because she was also there. Since we were in the car, me and my brothers had heard her friend ask us if we could come over. We obviously wanted to go over because there was nothing really to do at home, so we wanted to go to the man's house because we knew his house had like a bunch of farm animals. My stepmom didn't want to go at first, but we kept begging her and her friend kept begging her, so she was kind of like pressured into it. Which is no excuse, but we ended up going home to go put the groceries away, and then we ended up going straight to the man's house. And he lived in the same neighborhood as us, so like he wasn't far at all. Once we got there, we were there for 6 to 5 hours because everybody was having a good time, and the little kids were busy, the adults were busy. We just decided to stay there until dark out. So on the way back home, she didn't tell us like don't tell your dad this or anything. Like I thought my dad knew. I didn't even know that they had gotten into an argument previously in the day, but yeah. The next day when my dad got home, my dad was working on a car, and I decided to go help him. When I went to go help him, we were just talking, and I mentioned how we should get a goat. And I ended up just talking about this goat and like fun facts, and my dad had asked me where I got these fun facts from because it was unlike me to talk about this stuff. If you remember me talking about it, the man's house we went to the day before, he had a bunch of farm animals, and he ended up telling me these facts. So I thought my dad knew. So I told my dad, oh yeah, the man's house that we went to yesterday was telling me all these fun facts about a goat. My dad made a face, and he was like, what man's house? And I ended up just explaining to him all like the details, like why we went, where, how, and how long. He seemed concerned, but he kept working on the car, and once he made a face, I knew something he didn't. So my dad finishes the car that he's working on, and I kind of forget what he does, but a few minutes later, I hear a big slam, and my dad had gotten angry and slammed all the doors. Then I hear them arguing, and I take my brothers and me outside because I don't want them to hear them. I don't want my brothers to hear them arguing. But my brothers are obviously scared, and they're cold, and it's already late at night. Not late at night, but it's already sunset. And yeah, so I decided to come inside. I came inside to grab a few things, like I'm pretty sure it was my phone and a blanket. I guess my brothers took that as an okay to come inside too, so they came inside, and they grabbed a blanket and a few stuffed animals because they were scared. We stay outside for a few more minutes, then I get a text message from my cousin basically asking what's going on and is everything's okay. Basically, I'm scared now because I have no idea what happened because me and my brothers are outside, but she ended up showing me a screenshot of what my stepmom had posted, and it was like any good divorce lawyers in the state that we were in. So I guess my brothers found out. I don't know how. I think they picked over my phone. But they started crying. I started crying because I felt like it was all my fault, which it kind of was, but yeah. Then a few minutes later, after I get those text messages from all my cousins, she ends up coming outside, and she asked, which of you guys tattled on me? I was scared, but I ended up saying that it was me because of what I had told you guys earlier about like the whole goat situation and like how I was talking to my dad and how I thought he knew because, I mean, that's his wife. He should know everywhere that his wife is and stuff like that, like, and vice versa. Anyways, their whole argument ended up lasting 5 to 6 days. 5 to 6 days later, they ended up telling us that they weren't going to get a divorce anymore. But a few months later, when I decided to move out because a couple other things that happened to me that shouldn't have happened to me because of them, they decided to bring it back up again and say how it was all my fault and that I'm the reason that there's problems in their relationship. I don't know, but if you guys want more story times, let me know. Also, we did natural glam today.